With USA Lacrosse as its home base, Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited is ready to roll. Ali Mastriani is an all-around midfielder with a talent to win it all this summer. Sam Apuzzo has earned silver and bronze in 2 years as a pro. Now she goes for gold. Let the games begin with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. You're watching Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Gatorade. Today's the day. The wait is over for lacrosse fans in Maryland and all around the country. The captains run the show. Game 1 of Season 3 has Team Mastriani meeting Team Apuzzo. It is so great to see you again. Along with Courtney Martinez, Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. This is a season opener, so it's going to have a lot of eyes on it. But what is it about these incredible athletes that takes the sport to the next level?
You know, their skill, their athleticism, the speed that they display on the field, but most importantly, what they bring to the table, international talent.
Courtney, for those who are just getting accustomed to Athletes Unlimited, this sport is played with a unique scoring system. Give us a treetops view of what's to come in the next 4 weeks.
What's interesting about Athletes Unlimited, everything you do on the field counts, whether it's in the positive or the negative. You score a goal, you make a save, you cause a turnover, but unfortunately, those shots that are saved, those turnovers count negatively as well.
Last summer, the championship drama, it came down to the last week, it came down to the last few seconds, and we're about to show you the 4 players who rose to the top and who are captains as the new campaign begins.
These 4 leaders all the way at the top, they get to start out as captains here in Season 3. Taylor Marino, Sam Apuzzo, again battled it to the very final seconds of the last game. But Ali Mastriani, Britt Reed, not far behind. Each of them want to set the tone for this 3-game weekend.
Sam Apuzzo just missed winning the title last year. This time around, though, it sounds like she's everybody's favorite to be number 1.
Just about every single player out of the 56 who we asked who's going to be the championship here winner in Season 3, Sam Apuzzo's name kept coming up over and over again. She has the ability to do it all. She can take the draw. She challenges from behind the cage, up top. Most importantly, she causes turnovers, so she has the ability to get points all over the field.
Now, lacrosse fans are going to be quick to say, hey, don't forget about Ali Mastriani, who impacts the play all over the field.
Ali Mastriani, a great two-way midfielder. She starts with the draw control. She wins possession. She's so fluid. She's fast. She has the range to shoot from downtown. But again, defensively, she causes turnovers. Look for her to really lead her team, control the tempo of the game.
Courtney, we are thrilled to have Maria Tribalpiece with us on the sidelines this summer as we welcome her and her first thoughts on a laser-focused Ali Mastriani.
Like last season, she knows what to expect in Athletes Unlimited, and she's prepared for it. She said over the offseason she watched a lot of her games back and evaluated how she can grow. And how she can do that is by being more dynamic on the field. So she's ready to rock and roll for this year.
Ali Mastriani, definitely one to watch this summer. Throughout this new season, we plan to speak regularly with superstar attacker Charlotte North, eavesdrop on her while the action heats up. Charlotte, it was great to watch you work last year. Think back to last summer. How would you review your first campaign, and what are your goals for the new one ahead?
Oh, I was honored to be here last summer. There's so much talent in this league. I mean, you look around the field and everyone is such a superstar. I'm just so honored to be back and ready to compete with this star-studded blue team right here.
Charlotte North, to kick off the season, what was some advice that you gave some of these younger players out there?
Oh, to have fun. Remember why you play. You're going to see a lot of excessive celebrating today because we love each other and we love the game. So it'll be fun to watch.
Charlotte, we appreciate your teaming up with us in Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. The officials for this Game 1, Ronnie Anton, Erica Leslie, Kim Kramer, Patty Clutchaporta, and Lynn Bowers is working the table. Off the draw, it is Team Mastriani in blue, Team Apuzzo in orange. 10-minute quarters. There are 20 points on the line for each player on the winning team per quarter, 45 points to each on the winning roster for the overall win as Charlotte North angles in. Outside the 8-meter, you score from beyond that arc, you'll get 2 points for your team. It's 16 for yourself as this one is slugged wide of the goal. The quick restart for Geyersbach. She gets inside, bounces and scores. Sam Geyersbach.
One of the first things that you note right off the bat from the possession by Team Mastriani, they're wearing the blue uniforms. Once they got the draw control, they were sharing it well. They tested things up first with Charlotte and then Sam Geyersbach. Number 38, that's her home, the left side of the cage. You see, as soon as she took that shot, she snapped her wrist a little bit, getting a little bit of a bounce, throwing Katie Glenn off inside that goal circle. Ball comes off a little bit differently from the turf, again, using her skill, her IQ on the field, but most importantly, they move the ball. Everybody talks about Athletes Unlimited, the fact that there's one single winner, and we just saw the ball move at least 4 or 5 different times.
Geyersbach makes it 1-0, and in the process, she picks up 12 points for every goal scored this summer. Apuzzo looking for a ground ball. Draw controls are worth 2. As it comes up for Team Mastriani in blue, Grace Griffin, the first ever 3-time captain at the University of Maryland, has control. This is Mastriani, double teamed quickly, floats it over the top. Geyersbach behind the cage for Alex Ostholman. Charlotte North weathering the attack there. Rolls back in against Detweiler, feeds, face dodge Ostholman. 30 seconds left in the 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. To the interior, behind the back, the flick there from Arsenal just missed.
A lot of fluid movement from Team Mastriani in the blue.
2-point drive, score! From downtown, Ali Mastriani.
Again, sharing the rock is what it's all about. You got to move the ball, create some slides from the defensive end. Charlotte North was able to kick the ball and hit Mastriani, the team captain, all the way at the top, number 21 right there. But the double team on Charlotte North, all eyes are on her. So that creates some shifts defensively, which opens up other players. But a 2-point goal for Mastriani, extending this lead already here early in the first quarter to 3.
2 tallies, 61 seconds apart, as you see the way the players earn individual points that stack up on the leaderboard. This is the first of some 24 games this summer. The MVP voting will commence after each contest is concluded. As we are just about 2 minutes old, Team Apuzzo in orange gets its first possession. Draw control for Katie O'Donnell, veteran midfielder. She'll sprinkle it on the outside. And this is Marge Donovan, one of the rookies in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, who will clear and find her captain, Sam Apuzzo. Apuzzo drifts in from midfield.
And we saw a little bit of a stick switch. Many of the draw takers electing to use a draw stick to gain that extra possession.
Ball's claimed in the crease there by Kaylee Waters. Her 3rd season in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 43 in the blue is another player who will rocket up the leaderboard with a variety of saves and cause turnovers. This the summer in which the player executive committee has decided to change a bit of the goalkeeping statistics. Saves are worth 5 points this summer, not 6. Goals that are surrendered will cost each netminder a couple of points. It was 1 in the past.
You know, and that's something that all of the goalkeepers felt fair. Obviously, many of them coming up with a lot of saves.
Katie Glenn just made her first on the day. Give her 5 points for that rejection on Arsenal. You have 20 seconds to clear the midline in Athletes Unlimited. No troubles now for rookie Hannah Dorney. in her first season out of Notre Dame. O'Donnell, good face touch to the interior. Score! Katie O'Donnell.
Katie O'Donnell, such a consistent player on the field, does a lot in transition for whatever team she's on. Here, Team Apuzzo getting the ball into the ever-capable stick of Katie O'Donnell. She's getting knocked. You'll notice that the game is more physical. There's not a lot of fouls called on the body. As long as somebody's not displaced, the referees allow them to play so that way they can showcase that athleticism, the toughness that they have on the field.
Katie O'Donnell knows all about fouls, right? To her mom, a lacrosse official for upwards of 40 years.
You know, it was so cool to talk with her when we had our media day, and she said that's where her passion came from. Seeing her mom on the field, she was oftentimes on the sideline, get to see up close and personal, not just as a player, but watching her mom.
We're off to a flying start. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Gatorade. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor and Maria, Tribal Peace with you from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Temperatures throughout the day hovering around 90 degrees, much hotter than that on the field. Just jumping on board, Geyers back and Mastriani have struck for Team Mastriani. Allie's goal was a two-pointer. O'Donnell has the answer for Team Apuzzo in orange. 20 points available for the roster on the winning side of each frame. Rookie Haley Radigan scored 4 times in the Monday scrimmage. There she was forced into a turnover. Well played by Katrina Geiger, and back comes Ali Mastriani's squad. Looking for numbers on a fast break. Taylor feeds. Charlotte North will hover around that 2-point arc.
That's the second time defensively the Team Mastriani has been able to come up with a caused turnover on the hands of their opposing attackers. Very smart physical play.
Geyer's back, angling in on Donovan. Here comes the double from Johansson. Geyer's back, speed cross crease. That one rattles around and out. Alex Ost-Holman was in prime real estate. O'Donnell running for cover for Team Apuzzo in the orange. Set it out there wide for Taylor Van Thoff. Johansson, who leads Athletes Unlimited all time with the 2-point markers. Get it back behind the goal once more. On around for Apuzzo, quick to draw the double. Radigan is there as a safety valve. Off the roll dodge, beautiful trail check by Trenchard. Emma Trenchard told us she was going to be more aggressive to force cause turnovers. When you do that, you get a ton of points in Athletes Unlimited. 14 in particular for every caused turnover this summer, and Trenchard is one of those who can time her doubles so well.
The blindside double so key, especially against a big threat like Haley Radigan. She scored a lot of goals this season for Northwestern. It was her first year wearing the purple, but she proved that she can play at this elite level.
Fast moving opening quarter, just about 6 minutes in. Apuzzo driving in against Trenchard. On the redodge, she sings that one wide. Sprinting to the end line, Kaylee Waters forces that change of possession. In lacrosse, closest to the ball where and when on a missed shot. It's possession for Team Mastriani when we return. 3-1 for the squad in blue from Sparks, Maryland. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is fueled by Gatorade and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impacts. Our captains going through the draft process as they will each and every Monday in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. And Courtney, once the 6 games played this week are concluded, it'll be the top 4 on the leaderboard who get the chance to be captains for week 2. We're talking about some fresh faces in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. These are the impactful rookies.
A mix of athletes: Katie Detweiler from Loyola, Marge Donovan, Abby Bosco, all defensive players, Sarah Resnick, a goalkeeper, Haley Radigan from Northwestern, again, just coming off a national championship in the spring of 2023.
So those were those players who heard their names in the Athletes Unlimited draft. These are the undrafted freshmen, if you will. Erica Evans, you see, from Maryland. She was the first rookie selected in the draft on Monday.
And she has international play. She's from Canada. You look at some other new colleges in the mix: Rutgers, Vanderbilt. This is the first time that they have had any players from within their program. So again, as the league grows, the number of talent as well.
We've already seen Hannah Dorney there of Notre Dame pick up her first professional point. When we think back to the scrimmages, Courtney, that were contested here on Monday, Dorney was a player who stood out, and it figured that she would climb in the Monday draft.
You know, I thought she would climb. I thought Haley Radigan was going to do well here in the first game. Sometimes it's just getting your feet wet. Again, very physical, different style of play. There's not an 8-meter or a 12-meter fan, so they have to get used to different concepts, that defenders can't be in shooting space. There is no foul for that, and there's no 3 seconds. So, again, I do expect a little bit of time, especially now that these are actual games and not just scrimmages, for them to get comfortable with the level of play on the field as well as the alternate rules.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, Season 3, the only league driven entirely by the athletes. Team Mastriani in blue, a tough clearing situation there. Mairead Durkin was badgered all the way to the midline. Katie Ramsey took a bump. Team Mastriani in the blue has a 3-1 advantage. Ali Mastriani has a 2-point goal. Sam Geyersbach has struck as well. Team Apuzzo in orange, the lone strike from Katie O'Donnell.
Again, to the casual fan, there were a lot of sticks swinging, but again, nothing came in contact with the head. So as long as it's done in a safe manner, you can forget about that little bubble in and around each player.
O'Donnell lets it fly high and wide on Waters, and the backup belongs to Emma Trenchard. A change of possession. 20 points on the line, Courtney, for the team that wins each individual quarter right now. Team Mastriani on top by 2.
Joe, not just was that a quick little backup for the defense, but it was a caused turnover that's going to go to Emma Trenchard.
Folks, listen up. X Games California. Finals weekend begins tomorrow, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN. The world's best action sports athletes competing in men's skateboard vert, BMX street, and Moto X best trick. We wonder what they'll be able to pull off this year. Starts tomorrow, 9 Eastern. As we get rolling, Emma Trenchard clearing for Team Mastriani. The team in blue shooting 33% so far in the first 7.5 minutes of this contest. Ali Mastriani, a season ago, 3rd in Athletes Unlimited. She wanders inside the arc, plays with the Geyersbach hovering at the top, looking for a passing lane. Charlotte North. Katie Detweiler on her, the rookie, against the heavy shooting number 88. Spins back and a fine stop there. Katie Glynn with an excellent save. Clearing effort gets away. That's a turnover. It'll be right back to Team Mastriani with a little less than 2 minutes to go in the first.
That's a little deflating after they played some tough defense. Katie Glynn coming up with her 3rd save. Just losing possession, rushing it a little bit. Obviously, we want to try and create some transition, some man-up opportunities, but you also want to make sure to take your time on the offensive end. They only have 60 seconds. but they do have 20 to get it across that midline. So slow it down while still pushing forth.
Ramsey from the top, picked up by Johansson. Geyer's back off of that trusty far wing. Angles in and scores! Sam Geyer's back tells us that she loves the group goal-scoring celebrations. She's triggered a couple of them.
Sam Geyer's back. A little bit of a different look than what we saw earlier on. She was coming from behind the cage, but still loving that left-hand side. Nice little split, left to right. She shows that she can do it with her right hand as well. When you get your hands free, good things can happen. And Sam Geyer's back, extending the lead for her team by 3 now.
Geyer's back. College career began at U Richmond. She transferred to North Carolina. She scored in 9 of her dozen games a season ago in Athletes Unlimited. There, she gets the better of Katie Glynn for the second time today. Had a hat trick last year against Team Colson. For the moment, she lifts Mastriani's squad to the 3-goal advantage.
What I love about Sam, she transferred actually from Richmond to UNC for that graduate year. She had a rough fall, and she kind of second-guessed herself, like, do I belong at this top level? Fast forward to the national championship game, where she was MVP of the NCAA tournament, leading her team to victory, to first place championship level. Had a great season last year as a rookie, and obviously already here today. 2 goals, and we're still just in the first quarter.
Never forget Geyer's back's 5-goal performance in the semifinals in that championship spring against Northwestern. Latter stages of the opening quarter, 20 points on the line. Right now, Team Mastriani is cruising towards that with a 4-1 lead. Johansson hovering at the 2-point arc. 50 seconds to go with a 2-second disparity on the shot clock. O'Donnell has the lone goal for the team in orange, Team Apuzo. Lauren Gilbert, off an outstanding freshman season in Athletes Unlimited. She was a high-scoring threat every game last summer. Apuzo bluffs it on Trenchard, gets to the interior. Quick stick score! O'Donnell.
Not surprised that this goal began with the ball in the stick of Sam Apuzo, the captain for the team in the orange jersey. Again, look at that. 3 different blue jerseys all around Sam Apuzo. That's how deadly she is with the ball in her stick. But Katie O'Donnell, knowing when to slip, when to cut. They have a great connection as Katie O'Donnell is able to put the 2nd goal on the board and her 2nd of the day.
In Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, you get 4 points for an assist. So that goes to Apuzo. 12 points for the goal. O'Donnell with 2 of those, so she has 24 points now early on the leaderboard in Athletes Unlimited as we focus in on the draw with 27 seconds to play. Apuzo against Mastriani. Mastriani, who loves to be at the center of it all, she gets 2 points there for the draw control. Final possession for her squad, if they choose. And they're about to bank 20 points, the team in blue, Team Mastriani, for winning the quarter. Grace Griffin getting downhill into the alley. Alex Coleman peeking over the top. Tough catch there for North. It came all the way through. Another pass to the interior that's blocked, and that will do it for the opening quarter. Team Mastriani doubling up Team Apuzo after 10 minutes. Here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. All presented by Gatorade today. Geyer's back and Mastriani leading the way. It's a 2-point lead after 10. Players have it made in the shade now after 10 minutes of action with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse presented by Gatorade. Team Apuzzo trailing Team Mastriani by 2 after 10 minutes. Sam Apuzzo, kind enough to be wearing the microphone for us today. Let's go into the game with Air National Guard.
Like me on this side, Haley on this side, any drivers right now, they're sending automatic, and they're just like,
Apologies for those technical difficulties. Sam Apuzzo getting her mates set for the start of the second quarter. Before we have that second quarter opening draw, we can chat with Maria Trivalpiece. She has more on the talented captain of the team wearing orange today. So we get set for the start of the second quarter, and as we do so, throughout this summer, we'll be calling your attention to the leaderboard. Katrina Geiger and her squad. Katrina Geiger today defending with Team Mastriani. Mastriani winning that opening quarter, so everybody gets 20 court. And then all the individual points that can add up throughout the game in all facets. Goals, assists, turnovers, saves. All of a sudden, you see the leaderboard that will change throughout this summer with ebbs and flows, and this game 1 of 24.
When you look at the leaderboard, the last 4 slots for players on Team Mastriani, all getting the 20 points from the first quarter. Everybody else with points higher than that, it's because they had individual statistics. They scored a goal, they got a draw control, a ground ball, and then obviously there's some other players not on that list, despite the fact that Team Mastriani had 20 points at the end of that first quarter for winning it 4-2. They may have had some negative points, which brought that total down from 20.
O'Donnell already with 2 today. Sharing the ball with Radigan. Radigan drawing the quick double. Amanda Johansson, who played collegiately at the University of Southern California, had a couple of 40-goal seasons there with the women of Troy. Fires from deep, she scores! Another 2-point tally for the all-time leader in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse.
Amanda Johansson, she can be so sneaky with the ball. She looked like she was gonna give it up for a second, realized defense looked a little bit too relaxed. Has power, has range, a ton of athleticism. She gets her full body involved. Amanda Johansson is almost 6 feet tall, and she can read the defense like no other, and she is now tied up this game with that 2-point goal, and in addition for her, that's 16 points right in her pocket.
Amanda Johansson's been with Athletes Unlimited from the very beginning. In fact, she was injured the first couple of weeks of the season 1 in 2021. Took a role as a facilitator. We do not have coaches in Athletes Unlimited. Facilitators, think advisors, helpers, support staff. Mastriani going to the goal quickly, finds Charlotte North. The 2-point tally for Johansson, she had 5 of those in the first season, 4 more last year, and her first goal this summer is worth 2, deadlocking the score at 4.
You know, the fact that she missed the first part of the season as a facilitator while her injury was healing says a lot about her range. The fact that she was able to shoot so many 2-pointers, again, like you said, last year, continuing on that path.
North, who led all of Athletes Unlimited in goals last season. Charlotte placed 14th on the leaderboard. Geyer's back, skips it over the top. Face dodge, cutting in, score! On the run, Mastriani.
What I like so far about Team Mastriani. They're moving the ball so well. They're cutting seamlessly. They've obviously put in some offensive sets. They looked at their isolation moves, but then they're changing the point of attack quickly. That nice cross pass over the top. Mastriani dodging immediately off of it, not giving defense a chance to slide and set up. This is how they are catching the defense by surprise, and Ali Mastriani, captain of her team, pulling them back in the lead.
Mastriani, former midfielder of the year in her college days at North Carolina. There are a dozen Tar Heels gracing the lineup and the roster for Athletes Unlimited in 2023. Mastriani's had the upper hand of the draw circle as well. They've taken 5 of the first 8. Ball down, possession, off the scoop. Great takeaway check on the trail there by Grace Griffin. Mastriani's long strides gliding her into the 6-on-6. Charlotte North has been matched up with Katie Detweiler throughout this first game in the Summer of Athletes Unlimited. Snapshot towards the cage. It's wide of Katie Glynn, sent there by T.T. Naslonsky, former high-scoring Rutgers Scarlet Knight, #1 all-time at Rutgers in goals and points. Glynn straightens up, makes the save there, denying Geyersbach the first half hat trick as Team Apuzzo in orange looks to clear. Team Apuzzo on the clear with O'Donnell. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited lacrosse season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the season, see how many trees will be planted thanks to Aspiration's support. 33 seconds left in the shot clock. Apuzzo off the hitch. She rolls back against Trencher. Radigan fires and scores! Radigan bumped off a defender and pots her first as a pro.
Haley Radigan showing her toughness on the field. This dodge, she just simply powers through. It's a bull dodge to the left-hand side, nothing fancy. But she showed she is willing to take a hit, and she is willing to dish out some power. Haley Radigan with her first career goal here in Athletes Unlimited, and she just earned herself 12 points.
Haley Radigan started playing lacrosse at age 5. She remembers being with her father at Lake Placid lacrosse games. Daughter of Wayne, Haley Radigan, 4 goals we mentioned in that Monday scrimmage. She had another 2 assists too. She was dynamite in the dress rehearsals for today's double dip. Mastriani and Apuzzo level at 5. Team Apuzzo leads the second quarter. Remember, there are 20 points on the line for the team that wins each frame. The goalies get the run of play tonight. Our doubleheader action. Team Reed, Britt Reed against Team Marino. Taylor Marino, the defending champ in Athletes Unlimited. Off this draw, it comes up for Apuzzo. Gilbert with great speed, fires and scores! It can happen in a heartbeat for Lauren Gilbert.
We haven't said Lauren Gilbert's name much, but wearing that #1 jersey in orange, she has the speed, the athleticism, the quickness, and as soon as she got this ball right off the draw, you knew where she was going. She's incredibly fast, but that quick release is what makes her so deathly on the offensive end of the field.
Team Apuzzo gets its first lead on the day, 2 tallies 9 seconds apart. Lauren Gilbert picked up 2 for the draw control and then 12 on the individual leaderboard for that goal. Lauren, who clicked for 25 of them last summer in her rookie year. Just past the 3-minute mark are we in the second frame. Team Apuzzo has bagged goals on each of its last 4 shots against Kaylee Waters. Ball down. Dempsey Arsenal, terrific 2-way midfielder for Team Mastriani in blue. Living these days out in San Diego, Court. You and I spent a couple weeks out there recently for Men's World Championship play. Beautiful part of our nation.
It's like Groundhog's Day out there. Beautiful weather, over and over and over again.
And Dempsey loves the water, not far from the beaches there. Charlotte North thinking about a 2. North 88 in the blue for Team Mastriani. Sharing the ball now. Dempsey Arsenal on the go. Detweiler there on the change of the matchup. It's now O'Donnell looking after North. Charlotte drawing a double team. Shot clock's at 10. North going to goal against O'Donnell. Jump shot. Score! Charlotte North.
Tying things back up for Team Mastriani. Charlotte North, number 88, taking matters into her own hands. You like that she was calm, cool, confident. She took possession of that ball, waited for a lane to be cleared, ultimately using her power. Oftentimes we do see her with the jump shot just like a Puzo, but well placed right between the legs. We call that the 5-hole on keepers.
In terms of goals and assists, Charlotte led the way in Athletes Unlimited. She totaled 50 points. Remember that she and a number of her Team USA mates were coming off of World Championship play in the World Lacrosse women's version. They were plumb tuckered out by the time they got to Athletes Unlimited, and still, North put on a great show.
To go from one entire tournament to a next, that's a lot of games. Many of the players, like you said, were tired. This year they feel reinvigorated. Without anything before Athletes Unlimited, they could come without being banged up, which I think is incredibly important, and we're going to see their games that much higher in terms of level.
This game's been on the teeter-totter, back and forth. 3 different ties, now level at 6. Dempsey Arsenal on her way to the cage. Running with her, the rookie defender out of Maryland, Abby Bosco, 55 in the orange. Hannah Dorney overruns it, and Arsenal will get a 6-on-6 offensive touch for Team Mastriani. Charlotte North subbing in. North's first of the season, tying things up. She fires there, and Glenn shuffled over and took that one off hip. 5 more points for Katie on the save. Team Puzo will clear. Dorney chased end-to-end by Lesnowski. TT Nazlowski getting back into defensive posture. Johansson cruises in and hit the post. Mairead Durkin goosing this one to Katrina Geiger. Geiger was fouled. Just past the midway mark of the second quarter. Officials today, Ronnie Anton, Erica Leslie, Kim Kramer, Patty Kletcha-Porter, and the table official, Lynn Bowers. There's Lynn backpedaling to the sideline.
So the ball is going to go back to Team Puzo. It was an offsides call for Team Mastriani. So one of their players is going to have to take a seat for a brief moment. And again, possession to the team in orange.
Timeout on the field, scoreboard level at 6 apiece. Charlotte North with Team Mastriani. Charlotte says that she borrows a lot of her pick and roll moves from basketball. We'll discuss a bit more about that when we return. Deadlocked at 6. Here at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland, a sun-splashed day. Mastriani against Puzo, tied up at 6 apiece. Charlotte North is wearing a microphone for us this afternoon and early evening. Charlotte, how has this game transpired from your point of view so far?
Oh, it's been awesome. We're going up and down. It's competitive. It's physical, which is what you expect when you get to professional lacrosse, right? So we're having a lot of fun. It's a close battle, but everyone's come here to play, that's for sure.
Charlotte, how do you manage to get away with 2, 3, 4 defenders on you at times?
We're just trying to play team offense. You know, we're working the front side and the back side, trying to draw double teams so that we can get that ball to where the man up is on the back side. And we're working it a little bit, but we got to get that chemistry going in this later part of the second quarter.
Charlotte, you just tied the game up at 6 apiece. Give us a little description. You've been a color analyst on TV this season. Tell us about that goal most recently.
I saw a mini mismatch. I was running a 2-man game with MC Arsenal. We love pick and rolls. So we got a midi mismatch. So I took her behind the cage and dodged from X. Teammates were doing an amazing job of occupying off ball. And then if that slide were to come, I would hit that outlet, and then they would find the backside and do their thing and score some goals.
Charlotte, when we were going to break, we were talking about that pick and roll play. You love that stuff from basketball and your love of basketball. Isn't that right?
Totally. I think it's such an incredible tool to use out on the lacrosse field, especially in this AU format where we're 6v6. We got a lot of space, and we use those picks and rolls to cause confusion with the defense, cause mismatches, get people off of who they want to be on defensively. So it's a great tool to use, and it often ends up in some offensive play coming out of it.
Charlotte, thank you. We appreciate the knowledge.
Thanks
Keep it
so
up.
much.
6-all with 4 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the opening half. Team Mastriani in blue, Team Apuzzo in the orange. The Charlotte North goal giving her squad 2 points in this second quarter. Team Apuzzo has 4 points in the second quarter. Just a reminder, 20 points available, 20 points for each member of the roster on the team that wins per quarter. There are 14 players on the roster for each of the 4 squads in Athletes Unlimited. Pass to the inside just gets away. That one clicked off of its target, Lauren Gilbert. And back comes Team Mastriani in blue. Geiger running for the sideline, hits the open man, and she finds the open player, Grace Griffin. North thinking about the 2. That's vacuumed up by Katie Glynn. Glynn's outlet is right on the button. Dorney through midfield for Johansson. Fast break numbers 4 on 3. Closing. Snapshot. Waters gets into the act with a fine save there. Her second on the day.
After a few quick back and forths, fast breaks for Mastriani's team as well as Apuzzo's, I do expect that each of them are going to slow things down a little bit. Midfielders are fast, they're athletic, they're fit, but they can't do 80-yard sprints back and forth continuously for an entire quarter.
Geyer's back, who struck twice in the opening frame. Partnering up here with Grace Griffin. No sharp angle shot for Alex Ost-Holman. As Mastriani hums that one high and wide, backed up on the end line. North working in. Charlotte waits. We remind you, our next WNBA action Saturday on ESPN. The Sun in Atlanta to take on the Dream at 1 Eastern. Asia Wilson and the 19-2 Aces squaring off with Nafisa Collier and the Lynx. As Glynn watches at the other end, Waters make that stop. Coverage tipping with WNBA Countdown, 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Less than 3 minutes to go in the first half. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor, and Maria Tribalpiece with you from USA Lacrosse headquarters. On a sun-splashed day, this one is heaved the length of the field. That's a failure to advance. Remember, you got to get across the midline in 20 seconds.
Joe, when you look at lacrosse and you talk about other sports, just like Charlotte had talked about basketball, offensive sets oftentimes looking like basketball sets, the back and forth play like soccer, and then we have behind the goal cage, just like hockey. So you kind of bring in a lot of different tools from many different sports. 2-point line, much like a couple-point shot in basketball. Many of these players did not just play lacrosse going up. When we talked to them during media day, it was a multitude of sports that they all, whether it has a lot to do with lacrosse or not, they all learned something.
1:55 away from our halftime break. Stay with us. We'll be chatting with Sam Apuzzo, we'll hear from her. Preview tonight's Team Marino and Team Reed game as Apuzzo goes to goal, rolls back, and scores! A brilliant individual effort from Sam Apuzzo.
Sam Apuzzo, as she gives her team the lead yet again, powering through Emma Trenchard. Emma Trenchard, such a good defensive player. She breaks her feet down, never goes for the check, but it's the change of direction, the rollback. Once she feels a little bit of pressure on her back from the defensive player, she's able to utilize that with a quick turn and again give the lead back to her team.
For every goal scored in Athletes Unlimited this summer, each player will earn 12 points toward their leaderboard total. Apuzzo makes the individual second quarter score 5-2 in favor of her side. 20 points available for the team that wins each frame, with just about 100 seconds left, separating us from the half. Taylor Vanthoff is 97 in the orange. Vanthoff in her third season of work in Athletes Unlimited. 6 years younger than her older sister Taryn, who would have played in Athletes Unlimited in season 1. Draw control, 2 points for Vanthoff. Team Apuzzo in the orange with Dorney finding Johansson. Guarded there by a former BC Eagle and Courtney Taylor. Taylor working against Sam Apuzzo, a player she credits for helping her to become the person that she is. Those two were united, Sam coaching at Boston College.
And many of these players, current college coaches, former college coaches, volunteers, so they are in and around the game often. That's how many of them stay in such tip-top shape.
Apuzzo lurking behind the cage, works in against Trenchard. Gets squeezed there on the double team. Gilbert keeps it hot. It gets away from Haley Radigan. 12 seconds to shoot. Johansson, who has a 2, fires again from deep. That's wide of Waters, backed up by Apuzzo. 5 seconds to shoot. The pass to the inside, ball down, taken off the turf, ground ball, 2 points for Courtney Taylor. And now with just 30 seconds left in the frame for Team Mastriani in blue.
And Joe, they have an opportunity. If they take a 2-point, they can tie up this second quarter.
Glenn playing hide and seek with Alex Ost-Holman, trying to conclude matters in this opening half. Detweiler will help on the clear. And with Gilbert advancing, Team Apuzzo does win the second quarter point. So everybody dressed in orange picks up 20 as a result of winning the frame and sending Team Apuzzo to the lead at the half, 7-6. Courtney, your thoughts after watching an action-packed first 20?
You know, I think Team Apuzzo did a great job of talking things through, adjustments that they needed to make after being down 4-2 from the first quarter. We saw them utilizing the ball better, shifting it, setting up some isolation situations for Lauren Gilbert, Haley Radigan, Sam Apuzzo, kind of the big three offensively for them.
7-6 your score at the halftime break. Team Apuzzo putting a 5 spot up in that second frame. It started with Amanda Johansson's 2, then strikes from Radigan, Gilbert, and Apuzzo have made it 7-6 after 20. As we send you field level, here's Maria Tribalpiece chatting with Sam Apuzzo.
Sam, your team trailed after that first quarter. What was the message to them heading into the second?
Just keep our head down, kind of working together, work out some kinks. It's the first time we're playing in a long time. So just building our chemistry, fixing what we needed to, and then kind of building on the momentum that we got.
Katie O'Donnell had 2 goals. What are you liking from her offensively?
She's just brings so much firepower and strength to our offense and defense. She's very consistent. I love playing with her. She just knows how to get to goal and put it away.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Back.
Maria, thank you. We'll hear more from Sam Apuzzo during our halftime break. We'll preview the nightcap. It's the first of 2 games today. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Gatorade. Here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, the action has quieted down. The players are cooling off. Halfway home in a matchup between Team Mastriani and Team Apuzzo with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Sam Apuzzo has been nothing but spectacular through 2 seasons in this league, very familiar with her captain's role, and eager to share her knowledge.
I think the captain's role is so special. It's a really cool opportunity and very unique to this league. Each week you learn something new, and with wins and losses, you take it to each week. And I think the biggest part that I've learned is building a team with great chemistry and that team that has fun, because those are the teams that win and those are the teams that pull through in hard situations. I hope to be kind of a leader in those moments of like grounding a team and kind of getting them through tough situations and kind of building that like chemistry and camaraderie through that.
Sam Apuzzo, she knows how to deal with the tough spots. Stay right there, please. When we return, Courtney Martinez-Connor joins me for a look ahead at the nightcap of our doubleheader. We preview Team Marino and Team Reed after this on ESPN. The two squads are catching their breath after a fast-paced first half. Team Mastriani and Team Apuzzo getting their thoughts together before the third quarter begins. Courtney, in our second game of the night, we're going to watch the defending Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse champion Taylor Marino in action against Team Reed.
Both of these goalkeepers had stellar seasons in 2022 in Athletes Unlimited. Very different styles, nevertheless. Both Taylor Marino and Britt Reed do what it takes in the cage to get their team to that next level victory, both of them wanting to earn the very first win for their teams.
In the days leading up to this new Season 3, Taylor gave us her thoughts looking back to last summer.
First place, goalkeeper, number 77, Taylor Marino.
Returning as champion is honestly kind of surreal. I would have obviously never thought that last year would have gone the way that it did. To hear my name called was definitely not something I was expecting. Emotionally, it was just, I couldn't believe it.
Marino again. Taylor Marino locked in.
It's awesome to have someone in my position as a goalkeeper, winning something as big as an entire league. The goalie world is such a small, special group of people, and I think to kind of help give younger goalkeepers like something to aspire them to maybe one day try to do what I did. I think that would be something that's super special, and I would absolutely love to two-peat, but there are a lot of great lacrosse players out there, and I definitely think it's going to be challenging. Obviously, having that kind of linger over my head is definitely going to be something that's going to motivate me this season, but my main priority is just having fun and getting another opportunity to play.
Taylor Marino, she's definitely inspirational. Let's put your attention back on the game we're enjoying. When we return, it'll be time for highlights from the opening 20 minutes. Team Mastriani and Team Apuzzo on ESPN. Lacrosse fans at USA Lacrosse headquarters getting some refreshments after 2 quarters complete. Team Mastriani and Team Apuzzo today, and it's Team Apuzzo in the orange on top by 1 after 20 minutes. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you today. Courtney's a 5-time national champion at Maryland. How would you characterize the pace of play in the first 2 quarters?
You know, it's definitely fast, a lot of back and forth. And if I had to pick a team who it favors Team Mastriani, simply because they're midfielders. They have more veterans than they do rookies, so they're used to this quick style of play. Back and forth, a good way to put it, because that's the way the scoring has gone through the first 20 minutes. This is Ali Mastriani with a 2-point goal, giving her squad a 3-0 lead. Not surprising that Charlotte North was the one dishing that ball out to her captain, Ali Mastriani. But then answering back at the other end of the field, Katie O'Donnell. She is ever so consistent for Team Apuzzo. And then Geyer's back, taking matters into her own hands. Anytime she sees a mismatch, you see her do a little head nod. Lauren Gilbert showcasing her speed, her quickness, most importantly, that release. And then Charlotte North, again, she talked to us about mismatches. She had a midi on her. She was able to take advantage. And then Sam Apuzzo doing what she does best, nice back and forth work against her defender. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, it is a roll call of fantastic finishers, all of them on display so far. Team Apuzzo has the lead by 1 as we head to the 3rd quarter with you straight ahead next.
Folks need this sunscreen today. Temperatures in the 90s in Sparks, Maryland. Home of USA Lacrosse headquarters and the venue for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Presented today by Gatorade. Team Apuzzo has the 7-6 lead. Folks, you can experience the excitement of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in person right here in Sparks. Join us for this Saturday's games, 2 of them coming up at noon and 2:30. The first 250 fans receiving an Athletes Unlimited cooling towel giveaway. Go to auprosports.com/tickets to get yours today. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor, Maria Trival-Peace, shouting out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew as we bring you Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. This is our second year at USA Lacrosse headquarters, running from today, July 20th, through August the 13th. Doubleheaders on Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Team Mastriani is in blue. Team Apuzzo in orange as Team Mastriani gets the first offensive touch. A pass to the inside for Ostholman that's deflected. Mastriani fires over top of the cage. Let's send you to Maria Trival-Peace. She had a chance to catch up with Ali Mastriani.
Yeah, Joe, when I talked to Allie, she was really pleased with the way that her team played in that first quarter especially. She said they moved the ball really quickly and they played to each other's strengths. She also really liked their defense. She said they did a great job with their slides and their 1v1s. She wants to see more of that here in the second half.
Getting their first offensive touch now, Maria. Team Mastriani in blue in this second half of play. 20 points on the line for the team that wins per quarter. 45 points for everybody on the 14-person roster when you win in Athletes Unlimited. As Dorney goes to Cole, it's fought off there, nudged aside. New keeper in the cage, Sarah Resnick, the rookie who was outstanding at the University of Florida during her collegiate days. Resnick has come on for Waters. Katie Glynn staying put for Team Apuzzo in goal for the team in orange. Sam Apuzzo marked from the get-go by Emma Trencher. Gilbert off the split dodge, straightened up there by Geiger. Ball down, caused turnover. That's huge for Katrina Geiger. When you force a turnover, you get 14 points on the individual leaderboard.
Defensively, Mastriani's team has been able to cause a lot of turnovers with that team defense.
Charlotte North with a high heat. She strikes.
And what's the old adage? Defense wins championships, or in this case, defense transitions to offense. Mastriani's team scoring a 2-pointer here, transitioning, 1 pass to Mastriani, the captain, to Charlotte North. And look at the sideline as they have now reclaimed the lead. Ali Mastriani and her team in blue now up by 1 goal with that 2-point goal by Charlotte North. 16 points for Charlotte. The assist going to captain Ali Mastriani with 4.
Charlotte North has demonstrated great shooting range all the way back to her Boston College days, of course, Courtney. North led Athletes Unlimited with 8 2-point goals last summer. She clicks from deep there to give her side the 8-7 advantage early in the third. To the draw circle, Apuzzo against Mastriani. Bosco is fouled. Abby Bosco, scrappy, very scrappy around the draw circle during her days as a Maryland Terrapin and a career that began in the Ivy League with the University of Pennsylvania. So Mastriani jogs back to the sideline. Shade less than 2 minutes gone by in the third. Player up now for Team Apuzzo. They work 6-on-5. Officials today, Ronnie Anton, Erica Leslie, Kim Kramer, Patty Kletcher-Porter, and Lynn Bowers running the table for us. Radigan for Apuzzo on a front swing. Switch it, 2-person game with Radigan. Off the screen set by Apuzzo, and that's blocked on the way to cage. Marae Durkin, 89 in the blue for Team Mastriani. Courtney, she covers a lot of ground. There's a red card coming up, though. The shot was taken and struck a player in front.
Anytime a shot hits a player above the knees, it's a red card. And that means she's going to have some negative points on the field, but more importantly, she is out for the rest of the game. Again, there's no shooting space. There's no 3-second calls. Mastriani's team, they were playing a zone defense because they were down a player. But as a shooter, you have to be smart. You can't just shoot the ball. You have to look at what's in front of you. So the onus being on the shooter. So both teams are going to be playing 5-on-5 in their respective areas for the next couple of minutes, but we are not going to see number 77 in orange, Haley Radigan, again on the field this game.
A turnover on the clearing attempt for Team Mastriani in blue. Johansson works it back. You see on the left side of the screen the Radigan shot that rattles off the defender, leading to the red card assessed by the officials.
Marae Durkin taking the brunt of that. And she's pretty tough. It didn't even seem like it phased her for a second. That ball is pretty hard. Nevertheless, the referees on the field, all eyes, again, to keep the players safe.
Face dodge there, Apuzzo works to the inside, lost it there on the cradle to the goal. Resnick out of the cage, grappling on the end line. She then turned it back over to Lauren Gilbert. Gilbert, off the unsettled situation, pops it to Apuzzo, and the captain for the team in orange says, let's slow it down.
They just battled to get that ball back. A great call. Oftentimes it can be difficult when you're playing on the field to try and call things out as well. But Sam Apuzzo is able to balance that so very well, whether it be from her playing days or her collegiate coaching career, assistant at BC. She's not afraid to open her mouth, be vocal, be that calming presence on the field, especially when her team just got the ball back.
5-on-5 here. Gilbert comes to get it. Team Apuzzo has the ball, trailing by 1. We have Mira Shane setting up for a chair chat. Mira, backup netminder today for Team Apuzzo. Now, I know that you have great chops in the broadcasting industry, so give us the analysis through 20-plus minutes today.
All right, so listen, my team, Team Apuzzo, we're fighting for it. We just need to take our time, pick the right shots, take a little bit more space, too, offensively when we're trying to dodge. The defense has been looking strong all day long. Katie Glenn looks absolutely hot fire like hot sauce. So just take our time and get some great finishes in there.
Mira, at halftime, you guys talked about having the lead, what you need to do to come out with the win. This is the very first game of season 3. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I mean, the first game of every season, everybody's pumped up, you're shaking, you're like, oh my God, what am I going to eat for breakfast? What am I going to eat for lunch? What am I going to eat for dinner? How can I just chill out? And that's what we all just got to do. We got to relieve the pressure out here, and I think that's what every team thinks about game 1. How can we come out the strongest and also just be steady, finish it out, and chip away quarter by quarter? So we're trying to do that today.
Mira, this is a sorority of outstanding lacrosse players. What's it like to be back in that collegiate-like atmosphere here with Athletes Unlimited?
Yeah, this is a full-blown gaggle, a gang of amazing folks. It's every single season is an absolute privilege to be able to play here with these outstanding players. And I think you saw them in college, you saw them dominate, and then when we all come out here, it's just an absolute battle. So it's going to be fun all season long.
Mira, the fits that you guys come in for each and every game. I happen to walk in the same time as you. I don't know if you realize that.
Yeah.
All eyes are on you. You had the hat, the shoes. Tell us, how long does it take to plan these outfits?
Did you hear me call your name out? I wanted to have a quick little chat and just say, hey.
I didn't. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Next time I'll catch you. But no, I mean, the fits, I think it's a way for us to really express ourselves off the field, which is really important to me. It's the ability for me to bring my queerness, my biracialness, all the energy that I have in my fits just to feel like my most authentic self and to get hyped up for the game. So that's why I dress. Today I had a Gatorade hat on. I was feeling swaggy, supporting one of our great sponsors. So I'm feeling good, and everybody looked really fresh and clean.
Mira, your goaltending counterpart there, Katie Glenn, just made a fine stop. Compare the two net-minding styles. In what way are you different from Katie in the net?
Yeah, 1 second. Let's go, Katie! She's a monster. I had to give her props. So I think between our two styles, I mean, Katie, we actually have had similar goalkeeping coaches that have coached us since we were young kids. But Katie's style, you know, she takes her time. It's nice and easy. Her technique is absolutely impeccable. You see her making a lot of saves with her stick. I myself am not so traditional. I make a lot of saves, split saves with my body. You'll see me almost like a banana go into it. It's hitting my quad, it's hitting my hammy, so a bit unorthodox in that way, but we both love to back each other up, and we love this game of lacrosse. That's what makes us similar.
Mira, thanks so much for your thoughts. Time for us to head to break.
See ya.
8-8 Apuzzo and Mastriani today. We'll get you back to USA Lacrosse HQ for more with Athletes Unlimited. This game has been a tight one from the outset after Team Mastriani vaulted to a 3-0 lead. Back and forth, back and forth. It's 8-8 getting late in the third quarter. Sam Apuzzo wearing a microphone for us today. Let's go into the game with Air National Guard.
Offensively right now, especially as we're driving, like me on this side, Haley on this side, any drivers right now, they're sending automatic, and they're just trying to turn us for the check. Let's like quickly see it, and we got to split a little bit faster on the backside. They're crushing us in that same thing. Let's just like capitalize a little bit faster. You want to go in the triangle?
Sam Apuzzo with a couple of goals today, locking horns with Team Mastriani. It's an 8-8 affair with 3:21 to go in the third. Before we resume play, let's get to Maria Trivalpiece. Maria, you're getting to know Sam Apuzzo. What are your first impressions of this outstanding captain in Athletes Unlimited?
Well, Sam Apuzzo is just so vocal, Joe. She has been talking in all of these huddles, just cheering her team on and really analyzing what they need to do on the field. She's also really been honing in on the chemistry of the team. That's what she talked to me about at halftime, and she really wants her team to be able to have that better chemistry as they head into the rest of this game.
This is Athletes Unlimited Season 3, Maria. Sam Apuzzo has been larger than life in the first two campaigns for sure, medaling as a silver medalist and bronze medalist, and pretty much has been everybody's favorite, perhaps to be #1 this time around. As we focus the attention on the leaderboard throughout, Sam is going to be a vital cog in it. She was over 1,700 points last year, actually placed second by just 16, Courtney, to eventual champion Taylor Marino. We'll see Marino against Team Reed tonight in the nightcap here. As you look at the leaderboard at the moment,
so we see a lot of blue at the top. They are winning this third quarter as of right now. So you would expect that they have a lot of individual points, but a lot of orange sprinkled throughout. They won the second quarter. It's 20 points whenever you win the quarter. Each and every time, end of the game, it's going to be a big jolt to 45 points to that overall winner. And then we got to talk about MVP points. There's been so many standout plays on the field so far. Sam Geyer's back, has a couple goals for Team Mastriani. And on the flip side, Sam Apuzzo, 1 goal, 1 assist. Katie O'Donnell, a lot of great players, but then defensively, causing turnovers.
Griffin going to the goal, rejected there by Glynn. Every save for Katie Glynn earns her 5 points on the leaderboard. She's made 8 stops already with 3 minutes to go in the third. Charlotte North coming a long way from the cooker to get this one. Angling in against the rookie defender, Katie Detweiler. When you notice Detweiler on Instagram, she's a definite foodie. She has a difficult assignment today in Charlotte North as Ostholmen has her defender hung up. Marge Donovan peeking out on her. This is the captain, Mastriani, who lost it there on the split dodge. Counter punching back the other way off the caused turnover. It's Katie O'Donnell. Moving it along for Sam Fiedler. Fiedler gets trail checked by Mastriani. Ball down, and it comes up on the scoop for Arsenal.
Talking through that last play, a caused turnover for Ali Mastriani, a ground ball pickup for her teammate. Again, every point matters, and those caused turnovers, those are worth more than goals. So that's how defensive players can earn some points. Caused turnovers, getting a ground ball. Again, I don't feel like we give them enough credit on the defensive end of the field because offense can be so exciting to watch, but they are thrilling with their double teams, their checks.
Quarter points on the line in this third frame, Courtney. Charlotte North's 2, one better than San Mapuzo. It's a low-scoring third so far. Arsenal jitterbugs inside, she scores! Dempsey, Arsenal.
Dempsey Arsenal wearing the number 18 in a blue jersey right there in the center of that huddle. She is such a grinder on the field. We see she causes a lot of defenses to look at her. A double team was on her, but they really didn't close the gap since she still had space. That's why she was able to keep her dodge going. She's very smooth, fluid in her actions. Didn't take a lot right there. Again, the double team not necessarily making some hard contact, so Dempsey Arsenal took him to the rack.
Folks, everyone loves to rep Athletes Unlimited, and you can too. Be sure to check out all the great gear, including the new Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse stuff for this season, including player name and number tees. Go to shop.auprosports.com to get yours today. Back to the draw, latter stages of the third. Arsenal giving Team Mastriani 3 points in the third. Just a single salvo from Sam Mapuzo. So those third quarter 20 points favoring Team Mastriani for the moment. Close game from the get-go. 4 different tie scores. The leads changed hands a couple times. Team Mapuzo in orange with possession and Taylor Van Thoff. Taylor, who played collegiately not far from here at Loyola. Former Patriot League midfielder of the year with the Greyhounds. Mapuzo will walk it in. 40 seconds to go on the 60-second shot clock. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. You see that 8-meter arc. Score from outside of that 8-meter arc with both feet there planted. You'll get 2 for your team and 16 points for yourself. We've already seen a handful of 2s today. Dorney off the split dodge from right to left. Overlapping with Gilbert. Gilbert off the sweep. Staying with her stride for stride. Katie Ramsey, all 6 foot tall of her. This goes back to midline. Possession for Geyer's back. Then she was stick checked. 30 seconds to go. Shot clock turned off. O'Donnell then getting her signals crossed, but out of the pack. Gilbert maintains possession for Team Mapuzo. This is Mapuzo drawing 2 defenders. Sends it back behind. The quick pass over the top. Johansson for 2. Knifing that out of the air. Sarah Resnick with her 3rd stop of the quarter. And that will bring us to the end of 3 frames. Team Mastriani has the 9-8 advantage. Sarah Resnick getting some congratulations from her mates. Resnick with a 5-point stop. As we get you set for the final 10 minutes, they're having a good time here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Team Mastriani holding off Team Mapuzo. Down the stretch with you in a moment. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is fueled by Gatorade and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Courtney, there are a bunch of professional lacrosse power couples. Colin Kirst in a relationship with TT Naslansky, Marcus and Alex Ost-Holman, Rylan Reese, Kylie Oldmiller. Alex Ost-Holman, always a PLL fan, watching her husband Marcus at work. Speaking of which, on Saturday, the third annual PLL All-Star Game this year from Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville. Coverage beginning 6 Eastern on ESPN+. That's the skills competition. The game comes your way at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN+. Always wonderful to watch them work in the PLL. Alex Ost-Holman with the Charlotte North and Sam Geyer's back. Productive attack trio for Team Mastriani. I wonder how many tricks of the trade Marcus gives Alex and Alex gives Marcus.
You know, last year she had discussed, they talk lacrosse. You can't help but not speak about a sport that you're both passionate about. They both wear the Q collar around their necks, help to keep each other protected. But when you have a significant other who you can say, hey, what did you think about that last game? I think it definitely helps elevate you as an individual. And then you can also take that back to your team, and maybe they're seeing something that the entire team could be doing, like moving that ball.
Leaderboard shuffling on. That's the individual leaderboard. It's the first of 24 games. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Gatorade. Joe and Courtney in the booth. Maria Trival-Peace sidelines for us. Shout out of thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew for all their efforts, starting yesterday and all throughout the day. The first of 2 games. This is Team Mastriani and Team Apuzzo down the stretch with 10 minutes to go in regulation. Team Marino and Team Reed. Taylor Marino, the defending champion in Athletes Unlimited. Britt Reed will lead her squad in the nightcap once we are through with this one. Geyer's back will get it started. She had 2 first-quarter goals. Working in on Donovan off the roll dodge. Another save for Katie Glynn.
Katie Glynn has to be nearing 9 saves at this point. And if my math is correct, 9 times 5, carry the 1, times it by 2.
Carry what 1? What 1 are you carrying?
That's 9 times 5 points for every single one of those saves. That's 45 points.
That a girl.
Thank you. I didn't even use my calculator. Again, the defense is so tough, physical on the field. They are making the opposing offenses cough up the ball a lot. We've seen a lot of turnovers so far in this matchup. 16 for Apuzzo, 12 for Mastriani. That's something more like seeing in an entire game. Obviously, you want to try and have less than double digits ideal, but this is the first weekend. They're all just getting comfortable. They will have 2 more games to play with these set rosters.
Team Mastriani plays Team Marino, 2:30 on Saturday. Team Apuzzo tangling with Team Reed at noon, a game you can see on ESPNU. 9-8, Team Mastriani in front. It's been a low-scoring second half. And folks, we remind you, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Last season, our lacrosse athletes tallied 189 helpers and planted 1,890 trees for all of their efforts. Gilbert on the inside. Quick stick score! Lauren Gilbert.
Mastriani's team in blue coughed the ball up in transition yet again. The ride of Team Apuzzo proving to be difficult to break. But Sam Fiedler, number 6, all the way to Gilbert, 1, timing her cuts so well. She doesn't just generate her own dodges with her quick stutter steps, but she knows when and where to cut as well. Very sneaky offensive player.
Lauren Gilbert's tally, technically her second of the day. She struck in the second quarter. The officials, though, are asking for a review the would-be strike from Gilbert, leveling the score at 9, but there is an official's review. Lynn Bowers is the table official. Potentially a dangerous follow-through there, Court.
We see Emma Trenchard, number 91, holding her face. You cannot follow through into your defensive player. They are entitled to their own position. So that's what the referees are going to be looking at. Did she actually hit her in the face? Was it in the arm? And it looks like there might be a little bit of blood that she's licking off, but they have as many camera angle views, and I'm sure they are going to get the call just right.
The in-house public address announcer, I heard him say, this is a Mastriani captain's challenge, asking for the officials to check out the tablet and review whether or not Gilbert is guilty of a dangerous follow-through. If they find that she is and was, they would take that goal off the board.
That's right. They would take the goal off the board. They're going to look at this from a lot of different angles. We see Trenchard in blue holding her face after that shot. There are just a few things that are reviewable. A goal, a dangerous shot, whether a cross or a ball is out of the cross when the time expires, a 2-point goal, whether or not their foot is on the line, false starts. And only captains and facilitators, 2 people on each team, can make this call whether or not to have it reviewed, and whether or not is deemed as a successful review, or maybe it's not and it's still counted as a goal for a Puzo, they lose it from this point forward.
The officials have completed their deliberation. No dangerous follow-through. Count the goal for Gilbert. It's the 5th time today that we have been deadlocked, 9 apiece. Ellie Mastriani, a disbeliever. She was the one who asked for the captain's challenge. The goal stands 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the 4th. Every moment counts in Athletes Unlimited, including draw possession between Mastriani now with Taylor Van Thoff. Mastriani's team has won 10 of the 18 draws so far today. Whoever gets the draw possession earns 2 points for themselves on the leaderboard total. 20 points available for each member of the team that wins per quarter. Right now, that Gilbert strikes the first goal of the 4th. Lauren speeds back to another offensive touch. 6-on-6 for Team Puzo in orange. Sam Puzo, a driving force for the offense. She's got a couple of goals today.
You know, Joe, one thing we have to note, Team Puzo without Haley Radigan for the remainder of the game.
Puzo from down under. She scores. Radigan was dismissed after being red carded in the opening half.
As we take another look at this, just an isolation dodge. She's able to get her hands free to her strong side, off to the right, no slides coming. We've seen some stellar defense from the players in blue. This time, they left a player who you don't want to leave open on that strong side. They've been sending quick doubles. This time they did not, and Sam Puzo, she made him pay.
Sam Puzo, who had 9 different multiple goal games last season, placed second to Taylor Marino, the reigning champion in Athletes Unlimited, who we will see in the nightcap tonight. Puzo's 3rd goal of the game, 32 seconds after Gilbert, and it's Team Puzo climbing back on top, 10-9. Plenty of time with which to work in regulation. 7:18 remaining in the 4th. Draw control for Van Thoff. Bosco will bring it ahead. Bosco, a Big Ten Defender of the Year with the Maryland Terrapins in 2022.
Taylor Van Thoff getting that draw control. You saw her reach with one hand. A lot of stick strength, wrist strength. She's very crafty with her stick, getting it into one hand. She maneuvers so quickly and easily. It's one of her specialties.
Johansson works to the outside. Shuffle shot, great stop there by Resnick, keeping Team Mastriani down by 1. Haley Radigan joins us for a little chair chat here in the fourth. Haley, what was it like now you've been booted out of your first game as a pro? Bad girl, bad girl.
I know, nothing new, nothing new. Kind of just getting the jitters out, I think, a little bit. First real pro game, so make mistakes, move on, and I'll capitalize on it in the next game.
Haley, talk with our fans about the differences coming from the collegiate game, which you just finished, you won the national championship, and then stepping out here in a different discipline. Athletes Unlimited looks a little bit different than the collegiate game.
Yep, I definitely like it. I think obviously the game is a lot faster, all the defenders are a lot better, but one thing that I really love in Athletes Unlimited is your ability to ride. You know, usually in the collegiate you would get called for stuff, but kind of get away with it in AU because it's allowed, so I like that a lot better.
Haley Radigan joining us in the chair, 10-9 for her squad, Team Apuzzo in the orange. Haley, what was it like to go through the workouts and practice? You have to find chemistry in a hurry in this league.
Yeah, I think it's just all about communication, you know, kind of working with each other, because the more you work with each other, the more goals you're going to get and the more points you're going to get. And I think we did a pretty good job yesterday in practice, kind of just talking a little bit through what we can do offensively, and I think it's kind of working right now. We started off a little rocky, but we're kind of coming together slowly, and it's looking good for us right now. So.
Haley, Sam Apuzzo is a captain. She's one of the best players in the league, has almost won that coveted gold medal award for the individual leader points. What do you talk about her when she is described as a captain?
I just think she kind of just demands in the best way possible. You know, obviously she's someone that I've really just looked up to my whole entire career, and especially now being able to play with her, it's such an honor, and she brings a really calm presence to our team too, which is awesome, which is kind of what we need.
Another beautiful goal from Sam Apuzzo, giving her squad the 2-goal advantage, and she's always barking encouragement to her mates. Haley, we're watching Sam's work. When you watch her on film, when you see her live, what is it that makes her the attacking threat that she is?
I think she's able to do everything. She's able to feed, she's able to dodge, she can take the draw really well, and she kind of is just a leader of the whole offense.
Haley, the intensity we just saw with her celebration after that goal, you called her a calming force, but she can get really fired up out there too.
She brings it all. She brings it all to the field. She can be a really calm presence, but at the same time, she brings a lot of energy for our team.
I know you're enjoying life as a pro, but you still probably are on the high after winning a national championship with Northwestern. What was that like?
It was an absolute honor and just an amazing experience, something that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. You know, I feel like as a collegiate player, you kind of work up to being a national championship, and only a select few girls get to be able to do that. So being able to transfer from Mercer to Northwestern, it was such an honor to be able to bring the trophy home.
62 goals in this past season as a Wildcat. Outstanding. Haley, thanks very much. Do your best to stay in the rest of the weekend, will you?
I'll try. Thank you.
Back behind the cage, this is Geyer's back. Short side shut down by Glynn. Team Apuzzo with its largest lead on the day, 11-9. Just a shade over 4 minutes left to work in the fourth. All the tallies on the board in the fourth frame to Team Apuzzo. Remember, 20 points available for everybody on your roster when you win the quarter. And if Team Apuzzo wins the game, it's an additional 45 for all 14 players on that side. As they look to amass leaderboard totals and crown a champion, that'll come after game 24. This is game 1 in season 3. Shot clock's at 20. Gilbert lets it go, and Resnick stabbed that one at her hip as we hear a whistle. Lauren Gilbert and her Team Apuzzo side turning up the offensive heat in this fourth quarter. We'll step away, get you back for the final 3.5 minutes from Sparks, Maryland in a moment on ESPN. folks doing their best to grab some Athletes Unlimited merchandise on the concourse here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Team Mastriani's been cold of late, just won for its last 8. They had a 9-8 advantage as you see the score divvied up by quarter. Team Apuzzo with a 3 goals in the 4th to grab the 11-9 lead, and a chance for them to bank 20 points should they win the 4th, and another 45 if they win the game. 3 minutes and 37 seconds left to go. Folks, X Games California, it's finals weekend beginning tomorrow, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN. The world's best action sports athletes competing in men's skateboard vert, BMX street, and Moto X best trick. As we watch those athletes turn out their highlights, we get set for the remainder of the 4th. In the first of 2 games today, Team Marino and Team Reed will be warming, getting set for their action in the nightcap. Charlotte North and Team Mastriani in blue, trailing at the moment by 2. As players amass totals on the leaderboard, it's the defender, Katrina Geiger, for Team Mastriani, who has the lead so far.
Joe, and that's due to all of the caused turnovers that she has amassed. That's plus 14 each and every time she is able to cause a turnover on the opposing attacker, and she has been relentless at the defensive end of the field.
Let's take you into the game with Sam
We have
Apuzzo.
absolutely no numbers on here. Yeah. So let's get it, and then we can pass back too if we need. Yes! Way to go. We're all about control right now. Slow the ball down. We have to, like, literally squeeze every second out of each possession. Got it. Okay, come on. Here we go. Let's go, Taylor. Get another one.
Familiar goal-scoring celebrations for Sam Apuzzo, who led Athletes Unlimited in goals in the inaugural season back in 2021. Taylor Cummings was the first ever Athletes Unlimited champion. Taylor, a former Tewaaraton Award winner for Best Collegiate Player. Sam Apuzzo also won that award during her time at Boston College. Team Mastriani in blue with the ball, trailing by 2. Mastriani has a 2-point goal today, as does Charlotte North. You get 2 points for your squad if you convert from outside that 8-meter arc. Geyer's backs pass, deflected by Johansson. Rangy midfielder looking to scoop this one. Mastriani comes up with the ground ball, flicked it on to North. North and Bosco shoulder to shoulder. Charlotte wanted a foul. The official said play on. Good strip, takeaway on the ride. Off the crossbar, Ostholman had a layup. She failed to convert. Possession stays with Team Mastriani.
As we're now into the 4th quarter.
Mastriani for 2, snapped out of the air by Katie Glynn, who's gone the distance in goal for Team Apuzzo.
We see the midfielders showing some fatigue, as they will. These players have been back and forth for well over an hour and a half. When that happens, you're gonna be tired out there. A few miscues, turning the ball over back and forth again. Very different than what we'll see as the games progressed, or some offsides calls. That's just miscommunication again. You don't hear that well when you're tired.
No, that's true. Katie Glynn with another stop. That's 11 for her. She had 10 or more in 5 of her last 7 games last summer. No stranger to the big save totals. Backstopping Team Apuzzo right now on an 11-9 lead, with Team Apuzzo working a player up. 6-on-5. A chance to take this game by the jugular. Circle it up. Change the formation. Over the top, O'Donnell thinking about 2. She buzzed that one wide. She had a foot on a line. If that went in, it would have only counted as 1. Possession belongs to Mastriani. O'Donnell backpedaling into defensive posture. 1 minute and 38 seconds left in the first of 2 games today. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Gatorade. Griffin running for cover. Team Mastriani has to work quickly. Geyer's back, who had the hot hand early, teaming up with Charlotte North. North on the go against Detweiler. Great check there and help coming, but a hold was called. It'll be possession for Mastriani and Charlotte North. As Charlotte readjusts the goggles. Mastriani playing with Geyer's back. That's deflected away. Donovan comes up with the scoop. Big turnover there. Johansson looking to clear. With 40 seconds, just about 43 remaining, a timeout has been called. (11-9) for Team Apuzzo down the stretch. We have this from the promo department. Our next WNBA games, Saturday on ESPN. The Sun are in Atlanta, taking on the Dream at 1 Eastern. Then Asia Wilson and the 19-2 Aces. They'll be squaring off against Nafisa Collier and the Lynx. Coverage tipping with WNBA Countdown at 12:30 Eastern and 9:30 a.m. Pacific. All right, Courtney, take us into the huddles for these two squads, with it being a 2-point game and less than a minute to go.
If you're Team Apuzzo in those orange jerseys, you just want to take your time. Let the clock do its work. On the flip side, Ali Mastriani's team, they have been battling the entire game. This fourth quarter has been a bit of a struggle for them. They've struggled to hold on to the ball, especially their shooting. That last post by Mastriani, she's been 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter.
0 for 5 collectively as a team for the squad dressed in blue. It was a 9-8 advantage for Team Mastriani after 3 quarters, but Sam Apuzzo, who has authored some miraculous comebacks in Athletes Unlimited games in the past, doing it again with her squad well in the lead for the fourth quarter win points. 20 points available when you win each frame. Gilbert and Apuzzo twice have given the squad in orange the 2-point advantage. Loose in front. Great chance, score! Arsenal with a put away. It's a 1-point game with 37 seconds to go.
The pressure, the double team on the ball. Arsenal and North, they were able to dispossess the defensive player with the ball. Lauren Gilbert, that's hard to do. She's incredibly fast, but they tightened their double team, squeezing her. They were able to come up with that ball, cause a turnover, make an assist, get a goal. A lot of points just happened right there, but they are still down by 1, and there's not a lot of time left.
This is a huge draw. To the draw circle we go. Van Thoff for Team Apuzzo in orange. Mastriani in the middle of it all for her squad. Total draws 11-10 for Team Mastriani. This one's down. Still looking for possession, and off the carpet comes Bosco for Team Apuzzo. 25 seconds left to play keep away. A 1-point advantage. Gilbert running for cover. Courtney Taylor right there with her stride for stride. Van Thoff circles it up. Down to a dozen seconds left. Johansson gets challenged. O'Donnell plays it on around. Trenchard forced the turnover there, but we hear a horn and a timeout called. They may need to put some time back on the game clock. It reads 2.9 at the moment.
Joe, I don't disagree with you on that last one at all. I think around the 5-point-something second mark, they were waiting to get that turnover caused. Mastriani's facilitator just kept her eyes on the clock, and she called timeout as soon as possession was right in her team's stick.
Facilitator for Team Mastriani is Catherine Conway. When we talk about facilitators and Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, we're giving you an idea about these folks who are helpers, their support staff, their advisors during draft day Mondays. There's Catherine Conway in the back of the huddle there in the light blue and the blue polo shirt. Will they speak with the officials and put time back on? Team Mastriani trailing by 1 point. Emma Trenchard forced the turnover late. There is Team Apuzzo facilitator Christy Foote. As Resnick marches back to the cage. The ball will be on Team Mastriani's defensive side of the half. They've got a lot of ground to cover and desperate times now with just 3 seconds to go. Mastriani flings it the full length of the field. This is deflected, but there was a whistle. A whistle before play began. So we started at 2.9. The officials are getting things coordinated. Lynn Bauer is at the table. There was 2.9 on Mastriani's first long throw. She's going to launch this one again. Off the whistle, the high arcing feed into the pack, deflected away, and Team Apuzzo hangs on for an 11-10 victory. Team Apuzzo winning the fourth and winning the 45 points overall. 20 per quarter, 45 for the overall win.
That's 65 points, all in that fourth quarter, as well as with the overall win. Apuzzo has got to be happy with her team. They battled back. They made the adjustments, and when it counted, they came up with the big win here in Athletes Unlimited, first game of season 3.
Just a great way to get it going. Team Apuzzo in orange, victorious by the 11-10 final score. Stick around, we've got plenty more work to do on the other side of the break. We'll hear from the victorious captain. Arm in arm, Team Apuzzo victorious today at USA Lacrosse headquarters, an 11-10 thriller with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Gatorade. Courtney, as usual, number 14 in the orange, led her squad offensively.
It's the adjustments, her ability to make changes on the field as a leader, but then she's able to prove it with her skill. I love to watch her take over a game, whether it's isolation dodges, the two-man game. All eyes are always on her defensively, so she is able to create, and she, most importantly, delivers on the field. Sam Apuzzo, number 14 in orange. Watch out for her all season long.
Let's send you to Maria Trivalpice. She's standing by with Sam.
Sam, congratulations. You outscored Team Mastriani 3-1 in that fourth quarter. What sparked that final push?
I think we just had a lot of energy coming into the fourth quarter. Right, it's 1 quarter left to play the game, and we're here for the first time. There's a lot of excitement, and we just pulled through. Like, we played really great that fourth quarter. Our defense was unbelievable. Katie and Clay Cage was unbelievable. So it was just a fun quarter.
Katie Glynn, 11 saves. Talk to me about her performance.
She's so solid, so consistent always. I'm so happy to have her on my team. I hate shooting against her, but she came up big for us the entire game.
You finished with 4 goals. What were you seeing offensively?
Once we started kind of getting in our groove, getting some connection, getting a lot of touches on the ball, it just seemed to flow better, especially in that second half. So I was able to finish my shots when I had the opportunities, but our team played so great. That fourth quarter played for each other.
You finished with a win. How important is that to get that first victory, especially in this Athletes Unlimited format?
The first win is the biggest win, I think. It just helps you go into the entire weekend. So I'm really fortunate and really happy that we came out with a win, but we have 2 more games.
Sam, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Back to you, Joe.
Sam and Maria, thanks very much. Courtney, that was a real fine way to start season number 3.
A great defensive effort by both teams. They were causing a lot of turnovers on the field. We saw some amazing goals, a lot of team play offensively. I expect only good things to continue coming, but once again, the goalkeepers. You got to talk about Katie Glynn. She did an outstanding job in the cage. Maybe some MVP possible points.
Definitely. The MVP voting will be conducted now by these two teams, and we remind you that we have another one coming up for you, 7:30 Eastern on ESPNU. Team Marino, that's Taylor Marino, the defending Athletes Unlimited champ, taking on Team Reed. That's Britt Reed's bunch. It's the second game, week 1 with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and lacrosse faithful here in Sparks, Maryland will stick around for that one. It should be another good one. One game down, 23 to go with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Gatorade. It's Team Apuzzo victorious the first time around. Just a reminder, we're coming up with you at 7:30 Eastern on ESPNU for more. Coming up next, it'll be SEC Inside baseball tournament action for Courtney Martinez-Connor, for Maria Tribal Peace, for all the men and women in our crew. Joe Beninati, thanks so much for your time. Team Apuzzo, 1-0.